So we're here at the Quidditch Eastern Regionals games. We have a good game here. We're going to play Queens against McGill. Should be interesting. Tiers are just finishing up, and we're going to have brooms up soon. I'm here with former national champions Monish Mystery and Brian Melchior.
Also here, former national champion.
Back to
back.
National champion.
Rico. So this is the 5th place game?
That is correct.
5th place game.
Queens playing for their traditional spot.
Absolutely. Queens versus McGill playing for 5th. Queens.
How many years has Queens finished 5th at regionals?
So they finished 6th actually at nationals last year, breaking that streak. But I think they were a constant 5th for the last 2 or 3 years. So
impressive consistency at the very least.
Yes, exactly.
It does show a strong program to always be right up there at the top. And although they're just falling a little bit short, they're always there ready to compete.
Yeah, they had a tough loss to the Montreal Flamingos earlier today, but had a solid win against Carleton for this 5th place match.
For McGill, on the other hand, they lost earlier today against the Mississauga Manatees, and then just defeated the U Ottawa Quidditch Club, and are now going off to play Queens. So it's the battle of the victors of Ottawa. So let's see who wins.
Head ref for this game is Michael Gomes of the Guelph Griffins. We're just about to get started now.
Queens has always had interesting finishes. They've performed very well in the Quaffle game, and they've had a series of just heartbreaking losses where they haven't been able to get this match.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this game goes, but McGill using their new cheer for when they're ready. Yes, Daddy. And we're off here. McGill keeper number 9 here picks up the quaffle and a quick stoppage in play.
I think that's a delay of game. That looks like a delay of game call off the starting chaser on McGill. But let's see what the refs have to say about that.
I really hope that's on the show. So blue card to keeper number 9 on McGill for false starting, which is probably how he got to the quaffle first. But I mean, he was a pretty speedy guy though. So with that card, I believe we will restart the brooms out procedure here.
Yes.
With the McGill keeper in the box. We don't see a lot of these nowadays, eh, Brian?
No, I can think back to last year, and I think I remember seeing about 3 cards for a false start all happening at the same tournament. But for the rest of the year, I did not see it happen. It's very rare, but it does pop up.
It does provide a unique start to the game as well, you know, having that restart of the brooms out procedure with one team also like a person down.
Yeah. So for those who are just joining us, Quidditch starts with the 3 bludgers, the dodgeballs in the middle, and the quaffle, the deflated volleyball, also lined up in the middle. On the first B of brooms up, the players are allowed to stand up and go for the balls. But in that case, the player jumped before the B. So.
And we're off again. Here we go. Number 7, Matt Rogers on the Queens. Gets the ball, but is immediately tackled. Passes to number 73, Darby Huck, as she goes towards the
she works her way
passes
aside.
Across and goal.
Great goal. Absolutely beautiful. Good passing across the side.
Early goal there for Queens, scored by number 12. Again, we see their speed.
And when we saw their success against Waterloo, it started off a lot like this. Lots of speed, and then using that cross pass to the far hoop. Very similar, not letting them in at the top of the zone, and really limiting Waterloo's time and space at the top, and they're doing the same thing here against McGill.
So chaser number 9 for McGill, going for the top hoop there, but just misses there, so that'll be a turnover for Queens.
So from what it looks like on the beater side, looks like Queens has possession of 2 bludgers, while McGill only has 1.
It looks like there's a no-beater play. Gabe, number 15, Gabe Ferreira for Queens, rushing down towards the hoop, spins off 1, pass to number 21, John Nicholson, who puts it just over the hoop, gets his rebound, dodges a beat, and puts his hand through the hoop to score.
If at first you do not succeed, try again until that ball goes through the hoop.
Quick, fast break again. Queens' speed really showing there on that no-beater situation. It looks like Queens' beaters here are rushing. looks to be no good on the goal there. Beat before, way before. But again, that turnover happened due to Queens' beaters being quite aggressive there.
Yeah, Quidditch has changed definitely over the years. A lot of the time, way back, beaters would usually stay back to their half. But as time's gone on, beaters have gone a lot faster and a lot more aggressive with their tactics. And that's a great goal.
Quick goal there. Great passing play between number 30 and number 57 on McGill to score that goal. But ball picked up here by number 36, Alex Crawley. A shot attempt there does not go in. Ball's picked up by McGill. Score is 20 for Queens, 10 for McGill early on in this game. What are your thoughts on Rico so far on this game? I know we're only 2 minutes in, but...
Early to make some preliminaries. That being said, McGill's facing Queens is facing a very different team from Waterloo in this regard. McGill has a lot of the speed that Waterloo only seem to have in a couple players. McGill has it across the board, and they've been using it to get deep in Queens' zone and get some zone time. And Queens is going to need to start making a bit more. They're going to need to stop the McGill chasers up at the front a little faster if they want this game to stay out of range.
Looks like number 3, Alex Pham on Queens there, was beat before. Looks like there's a stoppage in a play, potentially a card here for maybe legal reset. Looks like number 21, John Nicholson on Queens, is really getting into this game.
Real fired up, and he's going to need to be, considering he is not wearing any leggings underneath.
Yeah, it is a cold day here in Guelph. It was, flurrying this morning.
I felt hail at some points. You know what? Thankfully, though, there hasn't been any rain.
Yes,
which
today,
has been very, very good. Yesterday was a little bit more damp.
A little damp yesterday, but all in all, I mean, you can't complain overall. At least we're not getting rained out or anything like that.
Absolutely.
I mean, for regionals being in November as well.
And we're in Canada.
Yeah.
Not much else to say beyond that.
I'm glad that at least there isn't snow on the ground just yet.
So Mo, as a former Queens player, any players to look out for?
Yes.
On the Queens side.
Yes. Sorry. So just to quickly inform the viewers at home, that was a blue card there.
On the McGill chaser.
McGill, 57.
Pass after beat.
For passing after beats. The quaffle quickly goes to John Nicholson, number 21, who puts it through the hoop. To answer your question there, Brian. Yeah, I think some key players to look out for. Obviously, number 21, John Nicholson. Powerhouse for Queens, scores a lot of goals and hits hard. But some of the newer players that I'm starting to get more familiar with. Number 3, Alex Pham. He's a rookie this year. He's been unreal. Quaffle quickly here, turned over by McGill, picked up by number 21, John Nicholson, who quickly scores on that fast break. A couple other players to look out for. Number 7, Matt Rogers. He's
very quick.
Returning after a year on internship and is back. Yeah, absolutely. He's a super fast guy. He can be physical at times as well. And is really turning point. And finally, on the beater side of things, number 5, Jimmy Condon.
Also known as Jumbo Jim.
Yeah, big Jimbo Jim. Very aggressive here, as you can see. Very experienced beater. He's been on Queens for about 5 years now, or entering his 5th year now. So beat before there on the McGill keeper, number 30, by number 5, Jimmy Condon, as we were talking about him. So that goal was no good. And Quaffle is now turned over to keeper Lydia Reed, number 30 on Queens.
Yeah, exactly. Queens has a lot of good talent, and they have it at a lot of different stages of their Quidditch careers. So they have some young players, they have some intermediate players, and they've had some older players. It's obviously a great mix, and it's working well for them because they're up 4-1 or 40-10 early in this game.
Brian and Rico, you guys have played Queens multiple times over the last few years. What are your thoughts and things that McGill can do to really kind of slow this Queens offense down?
Being able to keep bludge superiority is super important. Queens has always played a game where they always have a couple players very willing to drive the hoops. So having the beaters in there.
Quick fast break here by keeper number 9 on McGill. Puts it through the hoops. scoring, putting the score to 40-24 Queens. Sorry there, Rico. Continue.
Having beater support in order to kind of round out your chasers on defense, trying to make those tackles, definitely helpful. Also, Queens loves to pull the cross hoop pass. So either having someone marking, you don't necessarily have to someone marking the far hoop, but having someone in position ready to go out and attack that pass and make the interception is also pretty important.
Absolutely. So as we see here, keeper Lydia Reed, number 30 on Queens, getting pressured by the McGill beaters. So taking her time, trying to play their game, potentially looking for a passing option here. Spins off the tackle, but gets beat in the process. Ball picked up by number 9, McGill. Puts it through the hoops, scoring, bringing this game within now range. 40 for Queens, 30 for McGill.
So we talked a little bit about McGill there, about some of the players to watch. As you just saw, players to watch at McGill, number 9, Hugo. He is fast, he's playing great defense, and he's gotten opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's definitely one. Also on Queens, or on McGill, their other keeper who was playing a little bit earlier, Norbert Bueno, absolute powerhouse, can truck through a lot of people and push through and create a lane just by using their strength and size alone. So definitely things to look out for, but at the same time, McGill's going to use that to open up options for a lot of their other players. And that,
oh boy, quick goal there by Queens number 15, Gabriel Ferreira. Dodging the beat there, getting the shot off on the small hoop. Again, another great player for the Queens Quidditch program. Very strong player, powerhouse, really drives the offense for Queens.
Yeah, Queens has got to be careful here, though, a little bit. Montreal, like we talked about, has a lot of speed. And Queens has just given up 3 fast break goals, which have been almost uncontested.
Big stop there by the hoops for Queens. Number 15, Gabe, who takes the ball down, tries the shot attempt, but that gets intercepted by number 420 on McGill. But it looks like the Queens will recover this quaffle now with some support from their beaters. I mean, Queens did have that 40-10 lead as the game started, but McGill slowly scored a couple and brought this back within swim range.
Yeah, for those of you watching at home, swim range means snitch when it matters. That means within 20 or 30 points of each other.
Number 77, Will's here, passing down to number 15, Gabriel Ferreira, who dodges the beat, gets off the tackle, but gets stuffed in the process. Ball does come to number 17, Riley, who puts it through the hoops.
Real quick, great defensive effort by the McGill keeper.
Absolutely, yeah. He definitely had to work for that goal, driving through at least 2 or 3 players there on McGill in order to get it. But with that goal now, Queens is up 30 as the score is 60-30 as we just passed the 8.5 minute mark now.
Yeah, almost, halfway through this game, 10 minutes left until Snitch comes on and Seekers come on, rather. And it's been tight. They're still within range. They've been trading goals. Not quite enough scoring to really call this a shootout yet. But it has the potential to definitely get there. And we talked about Norbert being able to go through anything. That's a huge example.
Oh boy, it looks like we've got a broken broom on the play as both keeper number 30, Norbert on McGill, collided with
21.
Keeper number 21, John Nicholson on Queens.
And that's really a kind of clash of titans.
Yeah.
Both very physical. Goal is still good, however.
Hey, John, can you use some of that wood for his woodworking games?
Quick shout out to John Nicholson's Braveburn woodcrafted products. This is why, in a lot of ways, a lot of teams have actually moved over to using PVC for that reason.
Absolutely.
I can recall definitely a couple tournaments where this has happened, and you don't want to be on the receiving end of one of those broken brooms.
No, not ugly at all.
Never happened yet. That being said, we're glad that everyone's safe. And we do have a good goal, and now Queens is going to start that and take that back up. And we are still within range here, Mo.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So with that goal, now the score is 60-40 for Queens Quidditch, again, still within range, so it's still anyone's game. McGill has clawed their way back into this game and has made it a little interesting for Queens, but John Nicholson, number 21, driving down, clear lane to the hoops as his beater, number 64, Ethan Peters, cleared the lane for him. Again, strong effort there by the Queens beaters, clearing the lanes for their qualified players in order to get those drives towards the hoops.
Yeah, and this is an example of, if the beaters get caught up in their own game, which can absolutely happen, this is what the chaser game could look like there for sure. Just trading those no beaters drives, Norbert against Nicholson, and that.
Oh, quick steal there by number 3, Alex Pham on by Queens. Passes across to number 73, Darby Huck, who passes up to number 21, John Nicholson. Great steal there by rookie number 3, Alex Pham. John Nicholson then capitalizing on that, scoring for Queens. Now bringing this game outside of range, 80-40 for Queens. 10.5 minutes into this game.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've had another team pull away there. Darby Huck, also a veteran Queens chaser, distributes the ball very well, very safe hands, always an asset near that back hoop there. And that's why Queens has been so successful, just the plethora of players that they have who they can throw a pass to and trust to catch that and trust to then finish in the red zone there.
Ooh, big hit there by John Nicholson on number 999, Amanda on McGill. She seems to be doing okay though. Looks like Queens is doing a quick sub here. Looks like BS is currently in the hands of McGill. We'll see if they can do anything with that, either on offense or defense. Looks like that'll be a turnover just on the side boundary here. Ball will be for McGill as it was off of Queens chaser.
Can you get Gomes to put this on, please? He's wearing red, but I thought he was McGill. Just next time he comes over.
Yeah. So keeper here, number 30, Norbert, slowly bringing the ball up.
McGill, ball!
Slowly bringing this quaffle up the pitch with his beater support. Again, McGill holding on to BS right now. Looks like there was a small tackle there, but Norbert was able to recover the quaffle again as he slowly makes his way towards the hoops.
Showing off that shot.
Scores!
Just another arrow in the quiver for him, having that shot back to kind of press in. And with his physicality, he can really just press into a distance in which he's comfortable to shoot from.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, quaffle brought up by number 21, John Nicholson, blowing over one of their keepers, but does not get the goal. Going through a couple more players and finally now putting that through the hoops to score, bringing the score to 90-50 for the Queens Quidditch Club. John Nicholson, man, has been a powerhouse currently in this game for Queens.
He really is the spoon that stirs the soup for them, if I can use that metaphor. In a lot of ways, the Cat's pajamas. He's been helping them out hugely, both on offense and defense. And a lot of their goals have come, if not directly by him, directly attributable to his influence and action.
Absolutely. Oh, great pass there by number 9, Hugo on McGill, but that quaffle was intercepted, and now Lydia Reed, number 30, brings the quaffle up the pitch. Looking for a passing option here. She passes it down low, but that's easily intercepted by the McGill chaser.
Yeah, I think a big part of what this game is going to come down to is who's got bludger superiority, who's getting bludger superiority, and who can keep it.
Yeah.
If this is how physical this game's going to be, if this is the level of drive we're going to see, those bludgers are going to become really all important.
Yeah, absolutely. As we can see so far, was that goal good there?
Beat before, I think.
Okay. Looks like there was no. That goal there was not good as it was beat before.
Oh no, it must have been. Sorry. I think that goal was good. My
Yeah.
apologies. It looks like Lydia has gotten the ball to restart play and is now walking up.
Yeah. So the play has been stopped here by head ref Michael Gomes. It seems like he wants to discuss that last goal potentially with his ARs.
Yeah, definitely been a tight game so far, and this is the kind of the competition that it's nice to see for fifth place. Definitely see that kind of that depth of talent, depth of competition, all the way down the league. Often there's, you want to see kind of a league evenly competing for all those spots. Got a little bit of a high mob moment there.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and this game started off with what looked like Queens just kind of running away with it as they were up, 40-10 pretty early on, but McGill slowly clawed their way back to this game, and now they are within swim range here. The score is 90-60.
Yeah, they definitely kind of had a little bit of a collective moment as a team there and said, this far, no farther, and they haven't dropped back more than 40 points on Queens since that time, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Possibly a little bit there was a 50-point gap, but they've done a great job of limiting that spread. Norbert's had the answer to John Nicholson.
So there was no call on that stoppage, but
according to Piot, everything that was as was is.
As number 30, Lydia Reed here brings up the ball, passes off to number 37, Mo Wanaka. Again, Queens really taking their time, playing their game. Oh, quick beat there. Quaffle there, grabbed by number 9, keeper on McGill, who's immediately beat, but it looks to be a pass after beat.
It definitely looks like he tried to distribute that after he was already beat. That is only going to be a blue card, I understand. Sometimes you're almost like you're thinking of the motion but haven't started it yet, and then as soon as the ledger hits, you kind of make that and complete it. Just one of those things. Probably had enough time to just drop it instead. So we're going to see the blue card. Piot, a very experienced head referee, so this game has been pretty well in hand so far. We've definitely seen some games with a lot more cards in it, so it's nice to see that this is just kind of like a clean, hard game, played at a very fast pace.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was that game yesterday that Queens was in where they ran into card trouble.
Significant penalty trouble.
Yeah, near the end of that game, and they let that slip, unfortunately, due to that. Ended up losing that game, but so far so good for the Queens Quidditch team. They seem to be holding their own. Not as many cards in this game in comparison to some of the other ones today. So there is no card on the play, no card. The head ref Michael Gomes is giving keeper number 9 just a warning for pass after beat. And so keeper number 9 on McGill, Hugo bringing the ball up the pitch. Pass to number 420 who immediately gets beat. And now the quaffle in the hands of number 37, Mo Wonka, who passes to Lydia Reed, keeper of Queens Quidditch. She slowly brings this quaffle up the pitch, looking for passing options. Passes down low, or attempted pass down low to number 17, Riley, who gets intercepted immediately. Now the ball in the hands of keeper number 9, Hugo.
Yeah, and we've seen a bit of a stall in scoring, and part of the reason for that, Mo, I think, is that McGill has been holding bludger superiority for some time now, actually.
Absolutely. I think that's a big reason as to why there hasn't been a lot of scoring recently. There's a stoppage in the play here. It looks like there's going to be a yellow card to the beater.
McGill.
100. We'll confirm what the card is for in a second here. So it looks to be a yellow card for dangerous slide to McGill beater number 100. Speaking of BS, because of that card now,
it is going to get turned over to Queens.
Yeah, that bludger will now get turned over. So McGill, McGill will lose BS now. So we will see what Queens can do here now with BS. See if they can maybe run away with this game a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing is that, despite having BS for a little bit of time there, McGill wasn't able to apply as much offensive pressure as maybe they would have hoped. Didn't certainly see the slew of scoring, and we're going to have a Queens timeout right now.
Yeah, I think they want to maybe regroup here now, holding on to BS, talk about what they're going to do, and see how they can move forward now that they do have BS.
We are at a minute and a half away from Snitch on pitch.
Absolutely.
And this is often a little bit of time where teams will call a timeout, regardless of if the momentum is in their favor or not.
Yep.
And it's mostly just to kind of give your team a break, reset, talk about what you're going to do for Snitch on pitch. Are you going to defend the quaffle and try and run at the score so you're out of range? Or are you going to defend your seeker, which I imagine will happen in this game unless Queens really picks it up in the next minute and a half and pours on the fire. But it's often, a chance to give your players a rest if you have seekers who are playing other positions who've been out for a while, and a chance to tell them when they're subbing off, who they're subbing off for, and how that line change is all going to work.
Yeah, absolutely. And during this break as well, we'd like to thank the University of Guelph and the City of Guelph for hosting Eastern Regionals 2019. I know, we've played multiple tournaments here at the fields at Guelph. It's been great so far. I mean, the weather's been a little cold on the colder side of things, but overall, I would say it's been a pretty great tournament overall.
Yeah, and Guelph has always been a huge part of the Quidditch community, keeping a strong team from year to year. They have 2 teams, and that really helps them cycle players through their program. But as a result, there's been a lot of play here, partially because of the great facilities, partially because of their continued presence at a high level in this league.
Absolutely. So Michael Gomes now restarting the game here as keeper Lydia Reed brings up the quaffle.
16, 30, 27. 24. 16, 24, you're in.
So number 5, Jimmy Condon now being on the pitch. He's again known for being a very aggressive beater. It looks like they've now eliminated the McGill beaters. So there's a no beater situation here. Let's see if Queens can quickly capitalize on that. But it looks like the quaffle is currently in the hands of number 73, Darby Huck. A little scrambly play here from Queens, but they still maintain quaffle possession. Pass across from James over to Mowanka, who misses the hoop. Goal is no good there. But again, great passing here from Queens. Oh, great strip there.
And we have a delayed call against McGill.
Great strip there by number 420 on McGill to get that ball. But yes, there looks to be a delayed call on the play here. Potentially a card coming to McGill.
The delayed call was definitely against McGill. It appears to be a blue card, and we're going to see what the infraction is for. It appears to be against their keeper. So he's going to have to change out with one of his players there, make sure they've got the green headband. Now, Jimmy Condon was a huge part of that offense right there. Came in, beat out a couple of their beaters, really made the lanes.
Yeah, he caused that no-beater situation.
Absolutely, all by himself. With the help of his effective partner. But he really went up ahead there and got through there. 4? It was a blue, yeah. So it looks like a blue for being off room while interacting with play.
So that's a blue card to number 9, Hugo, on McGill, for, I guess, playing off broom. So quaffle currently in the hands of 30, Lydia Reed, who gets beat, but the quaffle's picked up by another 37, Mowanka. He drives towards the hoops, top hoop, and scores, puts it through. Pulling this game now out of Snitch range. Score is 100-60 for Queens. Seekers have now done their customary handshake and good lucks as the Snitch will shortly be released. Looks like we have rookie Alex Pham, number 3 on Queens here, seeking. We'll see what he can do there. Quick goal there, though, by number 9, Hugo on McGill, bringing this game back into Snitch range.
Right as the Snitch goes on pitch, too. Definitely a helpful thing for Queens, although we do see Gabe streaking up the field.
Quick response there by number 15, Gabriel Ferreira, scoring that goal.
Taking that back out of range now. Now it's 70 to 110 for Queens.
So number 420 here now, passing to number 63 on McGill, who drops that ball. There looks like there's going to be a delayed call on the play, I think for what looked like a kick.
Dangerous kick,
Dangerous kick there.
You're not allowed to kick the ball in Quidditch. You are allowed to kick the ball in Quidditch, however, not when one of the opposing players has their hand on it there.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
Therefore, yeah.
So that will be a yellow card to number 9, Hugo.
And we'll see Hugo in the box
a dangerous
again.
kick.
Is it a second yellow for number 9? No? All blues. It is not a second yellow before they have blue.
That is his first yellow. Refs were just trying to check there to see if that was a second yellow, in which case it would have been a red card. But
He has only
no,
received blue cards.
he's only received blue cards up to this point, so there will not be a yellow or a red card on this play at all. And now play has resumed here. Gabriel Ferrer, number 15, taking this ball down the pitch, driving to the hoops. Deeks and scores. Now bringing this game back out of range, 110-70, as the Seekers are now released. As I was mentioning earlier before, Seeker number 3, rookie Alex Pham. This is his first time seeking ever, actually. So it'll be interesting to see how he can do against the Snitch here.
Especially going up against McGill's very experienced seeker core. I mean, this guy's been. I haven't seen him seeking for several years, and now McGill is starting to get back in there. Still just 10 points out, but it is now 42-120.
Yeah, bringing this game back into range, I believe.
Not yet.
Oh no, sorry, no, not yet. But again, still just outside of range. Ball now brought up the pitch, excuse me, by number 21, John Nicholson. He is being pressured here by the McGill chaser. Passes down to James, who dodges the beat, takes the shot, and scores in the top hoop.
And that's going to have Queens
good.
Pull away by 50 now. It'll be interesting to see, Mo. As soon as Snitch on pitch, the game changes very radically. And it's going to be interesting to see if McGill can pull it back, or if at this point Queens will run away with it.
Yeah.
And it's going to largely depend on who can take and hold BS again.
Absolutely, I agree there. Again, BS will play a big role in this. Number 9, Hugo, though, making a great pass across number 420, putting it through the hoops, scoring. The score is now 130 for Queens, 90 for McGill. So McGill, again, slowly clawing their way back into this game, only down by 40. It'll be interesting to see what they can do. They really need a big stop here and a quick goal to bring it back into range.
Yeah, and as soon as it does come back into range, our coverage will switch, from the Quaffle game to Snitch play. But John Nicholson just making his charge there, as he is accustomed to doing.
Number 21, John Nicholson there, scoring, bringing this game farther and farther out of range slowly. As the score is now 140-90 for Queens. Looks like Queens have now subbed their seeker. Number 77, Wills is now in, going after that Snitch. It's good to see some of these rookie sophomore seekers coming in and really having their chances at the Snitch for Queens. Ball currently held here by number 420 on McGill, taking a quick shot. And scoring there. Score now is 140-100 for Queens.
And it looks like McGill is planning on keeping this game in close. I mean, it's been almost in range the entire game, and it looks like they're not going to give up any time soon. We could see an absolute dogfight for this Snitch here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, it matters. We'll see who has the most gas in the tank by the end of it. I know both teams have played long, hard-fought games all day. And so we'll see which team come out here up on top. Gabe, number 15 on Queens, currently bringing the quaffle up. Passes to number 7, Matt Rogers, who dodges the beat and drives to the small hoop, scoring, bringing this game to 150 for Queens, and 100 for McGill as we approach the 22-minute mark in this game.
And you can see why that happened. Queens' passing game has been so good that they in fact had Lydia Reed in double coverage there. 2 players on her behind the hoop. She is so effective on that cross pass, but it did leave the hoop open for that drive.
Big beat there on keeper number 30, on Miguel.
Amazing play by Ethan there as the bludger came in. It hit him, fumbled it down, and he actually caught it with his legs there, and that will keep him safe to play to make another play.
Keeper number 15, Gabriel Ferreira, slowly now walking up the pitch. Looks like they want to make every opportunity. The crowd here going wild for number 67, Ethan Peters, making some big beater plays on both the beaters on McGill and the seeker. Him really firing up his seeker, number 3, Alex Pham, trying to catch that snitch.
Going really hard. Unfortunately, falls off his broom as he goes so hard. And that's going to have him reset there. And we're going to have Norbert make a big bumbling run.
Here. Big
Beats
block
the
by
block.
number 30. Passes off to number 77 on McGill, who gets stripped. And that ball now currently in the hands of keeper number 15 on Queens. We're getting a little bit more action here now, a little bit more energy, both from the crowd and from Queens here.
Absolutely, and it's a funny thing. I was actually warming up with Ethan at the beginning of the day, and we were in fact practicing the catching it between the legs. So I like to think that I taught him everything he knows about beating.
Looks like you knew something no one else did, eh?
Well, it was his idea, so I can't take full credit.
Quaffle currently in the hands of number 21, John Nicholson, putting that through the hoop. Big snipes again by number 64, Ethan Peters.
Stopping
He's going
that
on
fast
a
break
rampage
before
this
it can
game.
even start.
Quaffle in the hands of number 73, Darby Huck, but quick pass is quickly intercepted. Big beat there again by Ethan Peters. Man, he is cleaning up out there, eh?
He is an absolute force on the field right now, and he's stopped single-handedly 2 McGill drives just then. Great play by number 420 on McGill to really make that pickup there, and he stops another fast break drive there from McGill. Darby Huck now with the ball.
Interesting enough, looks like Queens have put out beater number 5, Jimmy Condon, as seeking. We'll see what he can do here. I don't think Jimmy's had a lot of experience in the role of seeking, but he's a big dude and has long arms, and we'll see what he can do here. Ball currently in the hands of number 17, Riley, but he is stuffed at the hip by keeper number 30, Norbert.
Now, has Jimmy ever taken a shift at seeker?
I'm not 100% sure, but I know at my time at Queens, he definitely was not a seeker, so it's interesting to see him in that role for sure.
And we are at 20.